The four pillars is the technique you can use to entice other entities such as spirits, demons, or your egrigores mainly to do your bidding. It will help you accomplish your will. The four pillars is a fourfold technique which when practiced will cause your will to be done. It has to do with domination, which is the heart of reality. Let me explain what I mean when I say that. Numbers and math say that domination is the heart of reality. We live in an infinite reality, and infinity means infinite expansion. If there is one form of infinity measurable, then all forms of infinity must by definition exist within it. These infinities will contain everything possible. This all means that you will eventually get into fights, and my methods of creating and managing an army out of egregores and extensions will be very useful. Life is in a constant state of flux because anything with infinite potential cannot be impeded or contained, which implies the influx of chaos. There is some order here and there, but there are fractures in it. Chaos is the heart of reality. All life is chaos. Chaos implies conflict. The amount of possibilities is multiplied by the infinity of our multiverse, and that means that there's an infinite possibility of conflict. Conflict is at the heart of reality. Conflict means war, as there is strength in numbers. In any given group, there's going to be conflict. Two sides will evolve as individuals group up thanks to strengths in numbers and polarize into two groups. These two groups are attempting to enforce their will on the situation. They are attempting to dominate each other. Therefore, domination is the heart of reality. To this end, I give you the four pillars: trickery, force, coercion, and nature. If you can trick your enemy into doing something, then force them to do it. Threaten them until they do it, and then make the threats real. They will do it of their own accord every time. The more often you apply the four pillars, the more often your victims will do your will on their own. The key point I'm revealing is that if you dominate someone's mind, body, spirit in that order, you will dominate their soul. A dark technique, but powerful. And you may be saying, but I don't have the resources to do that. I'm not clever enough to trick people into thinking this is how this technique can evolve you, as it forces you to become clever, strong, powerful enough to pull it off. Be careful. Don't make any unnecessary enemies. I am not responsible for any of your actions. Do not break any laws. This is a rare technique to execute, though, as the opportunity does not ever come, and it will be mainly useful in the high chaos world of spirits and summonings, although it is generally applicable if difficult and illegal, probably. So don't do it usually unless it is legal. If you are clever enough to trick something into accomplishing your will, attempting and practicing will force you to become smarter in order to accomplish this. The same goes for force, coercion, etc. Practice makes perfect. There is completion at the end of this technique. Even if you feel queasy about applying these techniques, it is still worthwhile to understand them in order to prevent them from being done to you. Know your enemy, know yourself, keep yourself safe with knowledge. I give you this message so you can keep yourself safe from those who would attempt to dominate you. Practicing domination regularly helps you recognize and avoid it being done to you. Constant practice at applying things you are afraid of suffering will allow you to understand what you fear, and that will protect you. If someone wants to get your goat, this will allow you to get their goat instead. It is vital to practice war. You must practice war because life is war. They say business is war, but it's not the only thing which is. There's pure war, there's business, sports, competition of any variety, video games. All these things show how life consolidates into two groups which compete with each other for a variety of stakes, big and small. They all lend themselves to the idea of dominating your opponent. You want to practice that and be as good as you can at domination in order to survive. You will want to be as good at strategy as you can so you can succeed where you might have failed. Life is war. Life is domination. These forces are inherent in life, so be prepared for them. There's a pure truth known as above, so below, which relates to life as a fractal. Therefore, war is within us as well. Large groups of viruses attacking large groups of T cells, having miniature wars within our body, our host, our temple. And I wonder if this means our astral bodies are similarly governed. Strength in numbers is present everywhere math is, which is everything and everywhere. War and domination are as fundamental to life as evolution, which itself is the binding reality that only the strong survive, only the strong reproduce. The traits of the survivors are those good at warfare. Look how humanity has dominated its environment. It has enslaved other races such as cows and horses, life forms raised as property from kittens to chickens. Clearly, this is the heart of life. The strongest win, the strongest will survive, and the strongest will. Now, see, you want to be the strongest. You don't want other people to harm you, to practice these techniques on you, which means you want to evolve, which means you want to develop useful traits, and when you get them, you want to keep them, so you want to learn. Learn, learn, learn. Learning is a key point of survival in reality. Learn everything you can. Read strategy books, read books on the occult, any books. Learn.